Joy, I'm going to try to ask this with a straight face.
Oh, wow.
Are the Dallas Cowboys legit Super Bowl contenders?
So it's a loaded question then from you, Rick, because I think we already know which way you're going. But yes, I think they're legitimate Super Bowl contenders. First of all, they have the best quarterback in their division. So they're in the best position to win this very weird division. You have Dak Prescott, who I believe in very much, coming off of a surgery, healthy, ready to go. Bucky makes a great point about their defense because their defense was terrible last year. So you're coming back with a better defensive coordinator. Dak Prescott's going to be back, and their division is not good, and he's the best quarterback in that division. Now, I like Daniel Jones, but there's still some questions about how they're going to put all of that together. I don't have any faith in Ryan Fitzpatrick, although I love the defense in Washington. And then you have a Philadelphia, which, I mean, if anyone can explain what Philadelphia is going to do this year, I would love to hear it. So you have to win your division first, right? And they are in the best position to do that. There are some things about Dallas that would concern me when it comes to being a Super Bowl contender, like they haven't done that in a very long time. But it's another year under McCarthy. Dak Prescott is back, and their division is up for grabs. So I think you can have a little bit of faith in the Dallas Cowboys this year. The Hard Knocks thing is concerning. We know that teams that have Hard Knock taking around don't tend to do very well during the season, but it is Dallas, and they're used to a lot of noise and cameras and pizzazz going on around the facility. So I have a little bit of faith in the Cowboys this year. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win a Super Bowl this year, but I do think you can say they are contenders. If you look at their situation, it is much improved from last year.
What does contender mean then? I mean, everybody's a Super Bowl contender for this season, I guess.
No.
I mean,
no.
I just don't get it, because when I think about it, no, the answer is no, they're not. And I'm not a Dallas hater. I don't like Dallas, but I'm not a Dallas hater. All right. In fact, you know, I have reasons to like Dallas. They just drafted one of my babies out of college. Shouts out to Michael. But anyway, I digressed. Dallas has given us no reason to think that they would transition from being the team that they have been and are going to be now a Super Bowl contending team. Super Bowl contending team is Aaron Rodgers coming up short 2 times, 2 years in a row in the NFC Championship game, that round. Maybe it's the San Francisco 49ers, who have dealt with injuries like the Dallas Cowboys, but were in the Super Bowl not too long ago. Oh, how about the Rams that were the same thing as the San Francisco 49ers, or even the Seattle Seahawks? There are so many teams you can throw out there and say, legit Super Bowl contenders. Why? They've shown that they can win Super Bowls. They've shown that they can get 2 Super Bowls. They've shown that they can get to NFC Championship rounds. Sure, Dallas looks to be a good enough team to win the NFC East. I don't think that you should write off the Washington football team. But even with that being said, even if they do win the NFC East, that does not equate to saying, all right, they won their division, they're in the playoffs, they're going to go to the Super Bowl, or they're going to contend for the Super Bowl. Think about the teams that are probably going to make it to the NFC divisional rounds into the playoffs. I don't see Dallas being a team that, even with the roster that they have, even with Ezekiel Elliott coming in motivated and poised to have a good year, weighing 218, feeling good in the gym. Dak Prescott is back healthy again. Your offensive line is back healthy again. Dan Quinn, your defensive coordinator. You got draft picks and free agents. So what? They've done this forever. They've done this forever. You have to give us and show us a reason why Dallas is a Super Bowl contender. And at this point, for all of the shortcomings that they've had, you just got to go ahead and show it before somebody's going to sit there and crown you, unlike myself or how Joy just crowned them.
I ain't crown anyone.
I ain't doing it. I ain't going to do it, Rick.
Joy didn't crown them. Bucky Brooks didn't crown them. The great problem I have is with the word legit. Surprise contender? Yeah, they could be that. I mean, it's the difference between possible and probable. It's possible that almost anything can happen. Is it probable that they are going to win a Super Bowl? No, it's not probable. And for a multitude of reasons. Joy, I love the way you tried to sneak in that well, they got the best quarterback in the division, as if that means something in their particular division. When the competition isn't that great, that's not saying a whole lot. And based on what his new contract is, he damn well better be the best quarterback in that division. And yet we have questions. We have questions about Dak Prescott. We have questions about Ezekiel Elliott. Yes, the 3 linemen that were injured last year are back, but Tyron Smith is in his 11th season. Is this the beginning of that injury bug that hits linemen right around this point when they're good enough to stick around this long? I just have way more questions than I have answers. And when I look at the teams that they have to go through, are they better or equal to the Bucs at this point? The Chiefs? The Bills? I can name 5, 6 teams that I would look at and put the tag on legit contender before I would the Dallas Cowboys. So now if I'm going to go into 7, 8, 9, 10 teams, I'm just going too deep into the well. And that's where the Dallas Cowboys reside. Even if everything goes right, the presumption is Dan Quinn's going to have this transformative effect on this defense. Yeah, he could. I believe he's a better defensive coordinator than he was a head coach. But I need to have some indication that that's going to happen before I'm just going to buy it whole hog. And Bucky, in his article, says it's a long shot and says they could emerge as a legit contender if these things happen. So, headline aside, I'm just not sure that Bucky's all the way to legit either, unless we're defining legit in a different way.
Oh, it's semantics, Rick. Legit,
Please.
Possible, probable. You just gotta believe.
Words are important.
I agree. But what I will say is this. I think that Dallas has the talents. Are they a team like the Bills? Are they a team like the Chiefs? Are they a team like the Bucs? Are they the Seahawks? No. But as we know, a lot of things happen during the course of a regular season. We now have an extra game, which could change things for a lot of organizations when it comes to health. So they have a healthy offensive line. We know what Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott can do with a healthy offensive line. Dak Prescott is back. He is the best quarterback in that division, which I do think means something. I think their defense will be better than last year because their defense was terrible. I'm not going to bother you with all their rankings, but they were not good. So I think they are in a much better position this year. You need a little bit of luck. I think everything would have to be grooved for them, and they'd have to perform at the highest level when they need to. But I do think they have the talents at this organization. I think the defense will be better. And they have the second easiest strength of schedule in 2021 based off of the opponent's records from last season. So that's something that works in their advantage. We know what their division is. And there's always a team that surprises us, right? There's always a team that we kind of write off. We're like, they're really going to be better than next year. And then they come out and surprise us. And I believe that Dallas could be that team. Agreeing with Bucky, if these things happen, which I think they will, they're going to be much improved from next year, at the very least, having Dak back and healthy.
Ifs.
Okay,
Ifs.
much improved.
Ifs and fifths.
Like, now we're going to much improved? I thought we were going to
Do you
legit
think they have
Super
the
Bowl contender,
talent?
which means we're not going to be most improved. We're going to be one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
Do they have the talent on this team to win a Super Bowl?
Yes, they do.
You know what? I would say yes.
They do.
But are we missing the big question that we had last year?
Joy's missing the big question that's being posed right now.
Coach a team to a Super Bowl? Are we not going to revisit the whole Mike McCarthy question?
I want to revisit the question right now.
Super Bowl.
Joy,
How many?
Joy, hold on, Rick. Let me have this right quick.
We just talked about Aaron Rodgers and wasting his career. Mike McCarthy had a hand in that.
You just said how bad their defense was and how much better they're going to be because they have to get better. Who are you a fan of? Who's your team again?
The Dolphins.
Okay. Has that worked out for them?
They had a great defense last year.
Okay. Let's go beyond. Let's go before that. In all of those years as a Dolphin fan, when it was bad, did it just get better because they changed the coach? Did it get better? I'm going to answer it for you. No, it didn't.
They didn't have a quarterback.
It didn't get better.
They didn't have a quarterback.
It didn't get better for many, many years. And it's gotten better, but it ain't that much better. Let's go to your second team, Joy. Who's your second team?
The Steelers.
Okay, they won how many games before they started losing? I think 10 or 11 games they won. And lost in the first round.
They don't have a running game. You can't ask Ben Roethlisberger to throw it 500 times a game.
So it's okay to conveniently lob out excuses as to how you come up short. That team was undefeated, the last lone standing undefeated team during the regular season last year, and went out. They were not a Super Bowl contender, even at that point in time. So how are we going to make a team that has given us no reason? Yes, you have roster. You got CeeDee Lamb. You got Amari Cooper. You got Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield. You got Pollard backing him up. You get your quarterback back, and you got a healthy offensive line, and you've improved your defense. We have heard this time and time again. Let me give you a personal story on this one. My rookie year in Washington, we were supposed to be Super Bowl contenders, a Super Bowl contending team. Oh, we didn't have one quarterback.
Legit Super Bowl contender.
Two. Oh, we had two. We didn't just have Brad Johnson, who eventually won one in Tampa Bay. We had Jeff George, who was his backup. We had two starting franchise quarterbacks on that team. Oh, by the way, we added Deion Sanders and Bruce Smith and Mark Carrier and all these other names. And then on offense, we had this great offensive line. We added Chris Samuels, my draft mate, and we had John Jansen already there, and all these other guys that were on the team. And we were supposed to be the legit Super Bowl contenders. We did not even make the playoffs. You can't go from 0 to 60 and skip all of the process of what it takes to be a good team, a Super Bowl contending team. Can they improve? Yes. Can they be a good team that has a great regular season, maybe even does something pretty decent in the playoffs? Yes. But to call them a legit Super Bowl contender just based off of what we have right now is irresponsible, Joy. I will not allow you to do it on this here show. Not right now.
Can't, will, won't. Anything is something until it's not. The Bucs were what for how many seasons? Now, I'm gonna be very specific when I say this, okay? Because I am not comparing Dak Prescott to Tom Brady.
But I think you are.
I am not doing that. What I am saying is that there are teams that drastically improve from season to season throughout the season. And the Cowboys have the personnel to make that happen. Are they going to do it? We shall see. I'm with you, all right? I would love to jump on the Cowboys bandwagon. It's good for us. It's good for our business. But are they actually going to do it? I don't know. They underachieve plenty, all right? We know that. Jerry Jones has talked about it last week, what happened with Jimmy Johnson and blowing up the dynasties. All I'm saying is I believe in Dak Prescott, and I believe they have the makeup on this team with everyone healthy to make a run, but everything has to come together perfectly. That's all I'm saying.